In a move that is likely to hurt jobs in the United States, President Trump has approved tariffs on imported solar cells, right? Now, the protective tariffs on both kinds of imports, it's reported by The Hill, would initially kick in at a higher rate in the first year and would decrease by 5% every year. So for the first year, it'd actually be a 30% tariff that would be applied to imported solar modules and cells. Now, this is billed as protecting American workers, right? Now, look, hey, man, look, we're going to protect American jobs and we're going to protect our American manufacturers and solar. Well, here's the thing. Right now, American solar manufacturing is lagging way behind the United States. And yes, I understand a lot of it is because of cheaper manufacturing in China, but the tariff is kind of the bad way to go, right? So, according to Reuters, only 14% of the solar industry's 260,000 jobs are in manufacturing. So think about that, right? So this is there to help. This was billed as something to help solar manufacturers. And yet only 14% of the solar workforce is in manufacturing. Again, that's a larger problem and a longer, in a bigger problem, right? But most of the jobs, if 14% are in manufacturing, then the rest of the jobs are actually in installation, right? So what happens when you put a tariff on imported solar panels that are made primarily in other countries is that you're going to end up impacting the people who install these solar panels, which is one of the biggest jobs in the industry in the United States. So overall, this is going to have a negative impact on the solar industry. So congratulations, you've actually hurt the industry that you said you were going to protect. Now, the thing is the solar industry is actually one of the biggest, fastest growing industries in America. They employ, again, 260,000 jobs, right? So, look, man, that's a lot of people. That's actually more than coal, right? That's twice as many people as coal that are being employed by the solar industry. Now, this decision, it's going to hurt job growth, like I said. In fact, according to the Solar Energy Industries Association, which is a trade group, they said the tariffs would lead to 23,000 job losses this year alone in both the solar installation and manufacturing sectors. Because, and think about it this way, this isn't even considering what China is going to do in response. So, but look, here's the thing. Hurting the solar industry, I think that was the whole point. Donald Trump and Republican politicians, most of them don't actually care about solar energy. No, what they do is that since they're paid mostly by oil and gas interests and coal, well, they represent oil, gas, and coal, fossil fuels, right? So, and they're going to, like, most of this administration has gone to propping up those fossil fuels, especially coal. In fact, Energy Secretary Rick Perry had proposed a way to prop up the coal and nuclear industry back in September. Now, the proposal would have required certain grid operators to pay power producers for their costs, plus a reasonable profit, if the power plant at issue has at least 90 days of fuel on site. That is a standard that only coal and nuclear meet. Now, fortunately, the 5-person commission, 4 of them actually appointed by Donald Trump, rejected that idea. They're like, no, you can't do that. Like, that's a ridiculous standard. Now, Perry and other supporters of the proposal, according to The Hill, failed to show that current electricity markets are not just or reasonable, findings that would be necessary in order to mandate the higher electricity payments that Perry had sought. Now, in addition to propping up coal and nuclear power, this would also end up raising electricity costs, possibly by as much as $11.8 billion, according to a forecast by consulting firm Energy Innovation. But see, that's their agenda, though. Prop up coal, focus on oil and gas, and do anything they can to kill renewable energy. These tariffs that are disguised as protecting American workers are actually going to hurt American workers. So, look, I don't see, I mean, yes, I see what they were trying to do. So, and I don't see how they can hide the fact of what they're doing. I mean, look, instead of tariffs on solar energy panels, maybe we should subsidize them more here. The reason that it's so cheap over in China is because of massive government investment, massive government subsidies. We don't do that here. Instead, we give all of our subsidies to oil and gas. Look, I know it seems, I guess, a little ironic that here I am, somebody who's generally against corporate welfare and corporate subsidies, saying, hey, maybe we should give some subsidies to solar energy. But there's a reason, right? In our case, we need massive investment into alternative energies if we're going to head off climate change. And if we're going to ensure more American jobs in the solar industry, and look, you know, people that go from, for example, the coal mines could have cleaner jobs that don't give them black lung in the solar power industry, installing solar panels, or in some cases, actually being able to manufacture those solar panels. So when you think about it, yes, a little bit of corporate subsidies and welfare into this system, into actually creating a green energy revolution is kind of what we actually need. Not, in this case, not protective tariffs. This is not going to save any jobs. This is going to kill jobs, and it's actually going to set us back on alternative energy even further. And I'm going to stress again, that's by design. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.